Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. Me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Spec, Defender of the Fatherland, off into an exciting 2 vs 2 on... Damn, I forgot the name of the map. Wait, it's Alliance of Defiance. There we go. The setting is 1944, the Hürtgen Forest. The Germans here with the 15th Panzer Division are conducting a localized counterattack to push out the Allies who've been making a bit too unpleasantly uncomfortable close gains, and has been dispatched there to ensure they don't get too close to the preparations for Unternehmen Herbst Nebel. We got here Chrisr though and Leiarde here fighting up with the 3rd Armour Division, making their way here forward with Recon Support Airborne with infantry, a half-track and much more there. Bulletin versus Proxyfox with lightning roll, mechanized Jaeger armor, a glass of water with Spec Ops, Luftwaffe and breakthrough. All infantry there with the 1 elite infantry there for glass of water. Double fortress jump eyes out for them. Proxyfox with Grenadier infantry 2 pioneers. Chrisr with WS and riflemen. Leiarde with double riflemen and rear echelons. So a bit of different starting out there. Moving westwards aggressive with MD4 2 pioneers. Grenadiers for up to grab territory. In the east, glass of water there, having been initially rebuffed here directly, is going to try and play around, I think, and maybe sort of trying to surprise the Americans there. In the west point, having secured rifle moving up, they're going to go for the car point, even as Proxyfox defend the fuel points that they got for there. Clever move there, basically anticipating that the Germans can focus there, instead sweeping up behind them and punishing a much more weaker cut-off point. So good play there by Leiarde already in the opening moments of the game. We got Chrisr there falling a bit back here as glass of water beginning to threaten the rear area there. Very good play there in return by him. MD4 repositioning as he senses the flanks are being a bit threatened. There we go, car point being hit. Ralph's got there trying to make the pass, does not make it. Instead, poor Bobby is sawed in half. Almost. There we go, the fortress making the way through, but they're taking fire from the rear echelons, no additional infantry nearby though, so the fortress will be able to occupy and house, and that way set up a bit of a nuisance point. And there goes Sturm Pioneers was attacking in, so now glass of water is on the offensive here. Grenadiers meant to support here, the other squad here by the calf point as Leiarde falls back a bit here. 2 versus 1, there's not good engagement there for the rifle up here. Racers instead falling back. We're seeing a fighting position going, but the MD4 is advancing, he should be able to spot and shoot at them, ruining here Leiarde's plan. Otherwise would have been very strong. Seems like the rifle grenades could be able to bar the house and just cover the area, but in this case thwarted in his attempt. Oh no, he's not realising what's going on and loses the fighting position and the 150 manpower. That's a good win there for Proxyfox. In the southeast, the fortress continues to fight on and rifle funny ramming here for Chrisr, but he needs more infantry down there, and he's likely going to need some support weapons. So Sturm has flank up here, taking advantage of the rifles focus on the fortress inside the house for a bit there to get up close and ugly. Good work there by glass of water. Fortress will try to push ahead there. Rifleman might be trying to occupy the house, but the problem is it's not really an efficient fighting position for them. It's more of a machine gun position, so right here he can risk being focused down by glass of water. In the west, Proxyfox has secured things, so that we can see there Leiarde is bringing a mortar to blast his way through the Nazis. Fuller's moving up here, taking heavy fire on the riflemen, racing moving towards the centre, trying to basically, fall back from here since the east is completely collapsing in the face of the 15th Panzer Division's counter-attack. There we go, lots of forces. Sturm Pioneers take up there for a glass of water. Could be battle group headquarters, could be mechanised. Time will tell. Racing's moving up here. In the west, Pioneers moving up, mortar fire raining down here. MD42 needs to be careful, rushing the mortars there. Very good work by Proxyfox. And we got Pathfinders out there for Leiarde. Interesting choice. You don't see a lot of American players with the go for Airborne actually use the Pathfinders, but clearly Leiarde is one of the few who appreciate the subtleties of the Pathfinders. Riflemen then pushing down against the Volksgrenadiers there. Grabbing the point here, Grenadiers flanking up behind here. Oh no, actually not so much flank there, could have gone that way instead, but you'll see. Now that I believe Chrisr is taking up, and it's going to be the lieutenant, which could likely indicate then there it's going to go for the captain. That tends to be sort of the most typical American play. If there's 2 of them in a team game, one goes for lieutenant, the other goes for captain. That way then sort of ensure a broader tactical tool set there. Though sometimes we'll go both for lieutenant or both captain, but it tends to be, shall we say, less common, at least in my experience. Need to focus on the machine before it's too late, but sadly, oh no, gets the gun in there, gets the gun, and we could see with the Pathfinders. The rest of there we go. Quickly finish off with the marksman. Really bad here for Proxyfox. Could see the machine crew gets out, but no. Last man runs off with the machine gun. Grenadiers continue to fight here, rifle pulling up. Battle group headquarters is up there for a glass of water, at least going up. Like to make a nice company there for Proxyfox. And Leiarde is so far the only one who's yet to take up. In the southeast here, we can see the Americans pushing forwards here, but lacking a bit the tools to sort of seriously punch through. They also find their car on there being hit by a few Proxyfox's Grenadiers. But there you go, the western resistance has been broken. Proxyfox is forced to fall back. And we can see far down here, Rifle going for the curve point there, trying to sneak up behind the Germans. Good work there. Trying to sow chaos, confusion, and dissension. But while going up with the field punch, they're good there. Back here, troops reinforcing. 2-2 on the way there for Proxyfox. And Company is pushing back the riflemen, causing some heavy casualties here. Over here, troops healing, reinforcing, riflemen paying as well. Got a skirmishing now, he's got Lieutenant charging alone, unsuspecting folks going to be a squad, charging at them violently. Grabbing points here with the Pathfinders, 2 kills so far. M20 on the way there. It's still no take up for Leiarde. His tactics have resulted, I think, in a higher rate of casualties there than I always might have liked, which is actually causing a bit of a manpower bleed, making it hard for him to actually take up here. Compared to the Chrisr, though, despite some setbacks, I think he's been a bit more sharper there and has thusly avoided, I think, severe manpower bleed, preventing him from taking up. On the other hand, of course, he's been struggling to gain control here, so, I mean, there's obviously some trade-offs there. Big push here from Proxyfox in the east. MD42 can lead with Pioneer support as well, just to react the squad. I mean, losing the fighting position, of course, did not do Leiarde any favours either. That was quite costly, and certainly put him on a rather unfortunate footing. Then they're repulsed, and here in the west, Leiarde forced to fall back, and he goes for another Pathfinder squad. He is just not taking up, and instead he's now committing to a second Pathfinder squad. He's clearly got something up his sleeve there. Could be he's planning a lot of BARs in the Pathfinders, creating the illustrious Barfinders, as they're called. And make use of the BARs to sort of just get more firepower out of the marksman rifle, and that way just kill a lot more Germans a lot faster. Bit of a cheeky strategy, but it can work out. Down the west, we've got the M20 going for the half-track here. Flampanzer bargaining up, but sadly, not really much use against the M20. My god, autos a fire! It does nothing! Of course it does nothing! It's a vehicle! At most we're going to ruin a paint job. I mean, technically though, in the actual war, flamethrower would have been quite a hazard for any vehicles, and, you know, particularly on the open top, that would have gotten into it. On the under 5th caliber M20 would have made short work of the half-track, so, you know, that's what you call game balance. And there we go, we got raid tactics. Large quick grab turtles using light vehicles, of course, his difficulty farther. Good push here by Chrisr, could try and perhaps flank up. And there you go, instead of pushing towards here, bashing his head against the wall. Leiarde here flanks up behind his, tries to flank up, but there you go, Flame for half-tech is coming the flank, and we got the 2 out here as well for Proxyfox and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. Continuous skirmishing with the resistance are losing out that skirmish pretty aggressively. In the centre of the M20 seizing territory there. And they are still not taking it out. I'm rather astounded at that. He might also want to consider getting some weapon racks at this stage. Bars for the Pathfinder, of course, creating Barfinders, but also bazookas for the reaction, which has a chance with the light vehicles. Because right now, he's very much heavily dependent on Chrisr providing any support. Then the problem is he's now dealing with a flak half-track, which is basically going up against him like a mechanized battering ram. There you go, rough grenades up there. Both American players so far showing a fondness there of the fighting position, though we'll see if this one lasts that much more longer than theirs, which didn't even get finished. But there you go, Flampanzerwagen burning for the Yankees. He's going to have to fall back. He should probably just cancel the upgrade. Resistance got cooked in the, well, essentially barbecue pit. We could see another white here. Pretty bad over there for Chrisr. I'm trying to continue to fight a white here in the west, but in the east and the west, they're pushing forwards. Very good, very good. So fighting position is down, not been good there for Chrisr. He got swarmed. And Leiarde sadly is a bit struggling here. His refusal to attack, and oh well, there we go. He's actually going for a lot of bazookas on the riflemen. Wow, you don't see that one very often. Certainly the fighting has been pretty brutal and intense between the two sides, but not looking fully efficient either. Back here we could see some take up soon for the Germans, I imagine. Though most likely Proxyfox, since Orbital Commando does take a bit longer. There we go, noting he's got quadruple bazookas. He's pretty much then relying on the Pathfinder to do all the anti-infantry damage, or dealing with the infantry in a sense, which is an interesting tactic and strategy there from there, and not something you'd see a lot. Either, of course, he's just being a bit silly, but it could also be, of course, he's caught onto something there. We got actually between these two Pathfinder squad there. The other one's sadly not quite there yet. Vehicles pushing forward again. He's probably trying to bait them into the bazookas. Of course, at max range, they are not necessarily the most accurate. There you go, half health on the flak half track, and now in the east, pushing forwards there again, taking advantage of the Germans shifting towards the west. Closer getting the machine gun if you can get, that'd be pretty helpful there for Chrisr and the Americans. Of course, a bit of blow there to a glass of water. There you go, machine gun wiped, taken out. East of pops. Oh no, man, like Kevin turned about rather than being slaughtered there by the flak half track. Paratroopers out for Chrisr. No upgrades yet. He'll probably go for bazookas, I suppose, in this situation. There's got an anti-tanking up, so it could very well be the Browning machine guns. Either way, both players certainly will have the possibility of calling a lot of paratroopers, and we got the Greyhound out here for Chrisr. We got the Greyhound. Big push here, but that machine gun is going to have a bit of a hard time stopping there. Need to fall back with the anti-tank gun, the reactions, paratroopers there. Really could benefit from light machine guns. I mean, he really needs some anti-infantry, I think, to back things up with. Close getting the M20, but not quite there with the Academy. For the moving up, there we go, pushing back the Germans. Infantry being shredded, slaughtered, cut to ribbons. Got the M20 blasting force of the Academy, was down forwards, they're being shot at, and we got the incendiary going off against the paratroopers. Paratroopers need to get the deal out, and there you go. Flak half track, 2-2. In the west, Leiarde launching another vicious assault. The troops being massacred by the machine guns. Almost got the flak half track, but sadly, Leiarde's tactical acumen doesn't quite allow him to pull through. We got mortar fire. There you go. He actually gets the machine gun by attacking it head on. The Pathfinders in this case are actually able, I think, to do the job. He's also finally going for the captain, and we do have the Pathfinders. We do have them. 2-2, the thing forced to fall back. In the east, if you can see there, he's been slowly overwhelmed there. Flak half track, quick go down, machine gun grabbed it behind the lines, and the tank. Oh, it's the Greyhound actually taking on the flak half. There go the M20 is flanking as well. We could see the flak half track going down here. The Americans are suddenly getting a lot more confident, a lot bolder, and a lot more lethal. Troops being pushed back, they almost got the flak half track. Okay, troops healing, reinforcing. Still not getting rid of those light vehicles. Chrisr calling in another Greyhound. He doesn't get a bit too addicted to that. They still need light game armor. There you go, pushing forwards again. And oh, Ravnet took the bait. He pushed the fire ahead with the light vehicles, but knew he wouldn't be able to resist with the bazookas. But they take some time to set up to fire. So in this case, he actually got a wipe there. Good, nice work there by Proxyfox, completely throwing off Leiarde and punishing. But in the east, though, Chrisr is making good work against a glass of water. Right, vehicles pulling back again here. Up here in the Allied base, we've got nothing further in terms of tech. We got tech up there though for Proxyfox, and we got Academy up on the way there for Glass of Water's already taken up, and he's going for Obersoldaten. Still no sign of doctrine there for either player, though I think at this stage he could consider in for an assault rifle, to be honest. There's some Spec ops there, they could also go for Fallschirmjägers, for Luftwaffe, Break as opposed to Panzerfusiliers and whatnot. But there you go, you know what, pack cards up for Leiarde. Gonna try and get it back, we got the Pathfinders there, and we got the ground flank up as well there. M20 joining in, huge armoured car patrol here, and we could see going to deal up. There you go, Proxyfox finally finding everything turned against him. As his flanks are exposed, as Glass of Water there was forced to retract his lines. Pretty bad here. Units retreating rapidly, and there you go, machine gun wiped out again. Now we could see, there we go, the other light vehicles in trouble. We do have any mines knocked down? We do not. Of course, he might not know, but all the way looks like Chrisr doesn't care. Pushing forwards. Pioneers in trouble. Here we got the lot of infantry following up. There we go. He's going to see them down. And there we go. Grand almost down as well. Nope. Gets away with it. Gets away. 2-2 though. Also gets away. Damn lucky there for Proxyfox. Damn lucky. Sadly not for the Pioneers on the machine gun crew. In the west here though, Glass of Water launching another assault, taking advantage of the motorized expedition in the west to get behind and overwhelm Chrisr's forces as well. Slightly, shall we say, less protected now, and the pairs with bazookas aren't quite set up for the flanking up. There we go, Panzerfaust in the ambulance. Glass of Water shows no such concerns if that's, you know, legal or not. Support McCall there briefly cancelled. Does he have another plan in mind of what's going on there with Proxyfox? Hard to say, but he suffered heavy losses. Going to lose bleeding out. Glass of Water not having used his time either. Also, they're doing what they can. But they're being overwhelmed here though in the long run as well. But for now it seems like Glass of Water has struck some sort of gold. At least Kupstahl. And Chrisr going for another Greyhound. That's going to be 3 Greyhounds and an M20. That's going to be an insane amount of light vehicles. Which is going to be great until the Germans get out tanks. at which point it's going to be less great. But until then, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Magical even. Until the bubble bursts. There you go, Greyhound strike. Chrisr is also a bit short in, needs to be a bit careful about that. There you go, something pushed back. I'm trying to move. Oh, the Greyhound there. Loading none of. Well, one of them's been. Actually, none of them's upgraded with 50 calibers, I think. Other reports team, we got more on the way there for Glass of Water. Still in the spawn co-op here for Proxyfox, who's gone for Lightning War. Is he actually stalling here for the Tiger tank? That'd be a bit tricky. Mines being, points being secured. I don't actually see any mines though, so that was a mistake there. Mines wouldn't be a bad choice for the Allies. We got a pack out of very aggressive position by Leiarde, clearly not feeling too intimidated by the German army at the moment. Got the bar funds there, pulling ahead 6 and 12 kills there. Guys getting blasted, getting shot at, getting sniped, and we got the Grants just moving in there. Just hammering away with the first one of the guns. And one of these now has been upgraded with a 50 caliber there, the Mardeus. Man, got those Americans and all of their light vehicles. It's like these things don't think they have panzers. Well, have you seen our fuel supply, Jürgen? We don't. We might get one, later down the road, but right now we can't afford one panzer. Well, one might be coming around the corner soon. But there you go, Panzer on the way to her glass of water. Also on there, heroically ground the 2 point there. Allies also ahead there. Is Leiarde these taking up? Yes, indeed. He's going to bring up the armour then. Chrisr there should probably consider investing soon into tech there because, I mean, the Greyhound Green is not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. And there you go. Panzer IV rolling out, halfway down with the Pendlemat machine gun. Mortar up here for Leiarde as well, a bit close to the front line. In the west, we're going to attempt to push forward there, but it is quickly thwarted by Chrisr's motorized fleet there. But there you go, Pack 40 joining in the front, still on take over there for Proxyfox again. It does seem like he switched towards the Tiger, at least for a brief moment here. Panzer IV getting the mortar, very good work there. But rapidly falls back in the face of all these bazookas from the Americans, which could quickly do a heavy amount of damage to the Panzer IV. Pack 40 infantry moving about into 2 mortar moving up there as well here for Proxyfox. You could consider some relief infantry, just get out some Oberstern, but Ostgruppen. And there you go, massive push here, swarm of infantry just pouring past the trees and the dirt, and there you go, the Greyhound sleeping across the western field, so the half-track being overwhelmed by the sheer number. Pack there quickly exposed, a complete collapse of the western flank, leaving now Glass of Water to maintain the front line as Proxyfox is utterly routed again. The play here for the Tiger tank at the moment, very risky. It means it doesn't have a lot to back up his infantry against all of this, and simply put, one Pack 40 is not going to stop this. That's like trying to stop, an open leg wound, like that with a band-aid. You're gonna need something a bit bigger. Tiger tank there almost ready. I mean, he's got more or less the fuel. The manpower just needs the command point. Glass of Water there still is not with the Doctrine. Bar funds moving about. They're creeping about as well. They're hiding out and just, ready to snipe some Nazis. Jackson away there for Leiarde. Chrisr there could consider taking out himself, but of course he might just be, absolutely ecstatic about all of his Greyhounds and, feel like he doesn't have to. And then going 36 Jackson out here for Leiarde. Proxyfox very close to the Tiger, but still far away. Partly due to his force, can't really exert a lot of damage, is what he needs, to get those command points fast. So, bit of a tricky situation there. Artillery fire being raining down there against the spare punted quarters. Glass of Water has gone for spare cops. Will there be some infantry assault rifles in the Oberstern squad? Yes, indeed. Infantry Sturmgewehr. Greyhounds running about. We got one ace Greyhound up the other here as well for Chrisr. One ace Greyhound. Grenadiers moving up. Pack forward, planning carrying fire mortars while Kevin further deep down there, ready to prevent any sort of attempt at maneuvering the pack forward. If Kevin prepares to provide in-depth defense, very good work there by a glass of water in backing up his team. And there you go, also moving up in full backing up as well. Panzer IV will likely, I hope, imagine also provide some support there. And right now, I think the Germans, at least glass of water, has a chance to try to flank behind. They could maybe hit some more exposed units. Just attacks head on, it's probably going to work out less well. But there you go, skirmishing at the west. Oh dear, cluster bombs off, mortar almost down, pack being forced away. But Kevin could be firing soon in his hammer. And there you go, paired Pathfinder being shredded here. Bar drop, very good work. Kevin's got with the Greyhounds. There you go, one Greyhound down, puts another Greyhound down. Tiger out, and we got air support as well here. Turning into complete mess here for Chrisr, as all of a sudden the tables have turned violently as the Germans just kick it over. And there you go, the units are clustered up. The Kanonenfuhr putting a risk, hitting a lot of infantry standing right next to the vehicles. There you go, Greyhounds almost done. Ambulance also pretty close there to the front line. An absolute slaughter here. Heavy casualties for Chrisr. All of a sudden there, he got too confident, too bullish, and he was punished by the armoured fist of the Wehrmacht. Jackson are rolling ahead. Panzer IV, they're being pushed back. Fulk's going to be on watch. And we got the Tiger tank out here from Proxyfox. An expensive gambit. Will it pay out for him? And there you go. Jackson almost taken out here by the Stoker Kanonenvogel. Tiger tank they're going in. There we go. Should be able to finish off. And there you go. Jackson is down. Pack out to them in the wrong direction. Might have been misclick or some really weird pathing there. Hard to say. But Tiger missed. But there you go. Lots of bazookas in the rear of the Tiger tank. Almost taking him down in... Oh dear. So many bazooka rockets there flying at it. Tiger tank with the damage. Engine barely operable. There you go. Panther IV to the rescue. But it is itself also in a poor state there. Cannot withstand many bazooka hits either. Infantry needs to get up there. Tiger tank, Panther IV, both on the run. But there you go. Obsolete. Taking out the captain and the rifleman, at least finishing off there. More push through here. Parachutes, riflery echelons. Rifleman with a pilfer machine gun. Tiger tank desperately trying to escape. Units being obliterated. The Allies are just pushing in everything. I think they're getting too aggressive and too greedy, and the Germans are just taking every chance just to shoot them down, like, you know, shooting fish in a barrel. But there you go. Pathfinder's back in action. 10 killed, 13 killed. Full of quick repulse here. But an absolute scene of carnage here. Heavy casualties. More orbs on there for a glass of water. More paratroop. No, actually paratroop in the first place here for Leiarde. No additional armor for him. And we got tables over for Chrisr. He's going to need some tanks out of his own. He does still have 2 light vehicles. Got the Orbs moving out. Will there be more infantry Sturmgewehrs? Yes indeed, yes indeed. Navigation in the Rieslands. And go machine getting blasted here out in the open versus the orbital, and 2 squads. In fact, it stands no chance and is swiftly executed for its crimes against the German people that is existing. Machine being pushed back, but they're going to lose. Pack 40 backing up with Kevin moving up. They got a bazooka left behind. No one cares to pick it up. Panther with big up and making close waters. Going to be trying to set up for the command Panther here. Still no sign of additional armor here for Proxyfox. He's got the support of course. Soon as you pro bag up the Tiger with Sturmgeschütz. Die beste Geschütz. Panzer IV, there were 16 kills. Sturmpionier heroically advancing through the fire, the fury, the freedom. Tiger tank back in action here, rolling up, shooting, missing. Greyhounds quickly fall back in the face of such Teutonic, Titanic tankery. And there you go, the Major's almost obliterated himself. Tiger taking over 5 kills, almost taking out the Major, and there we go. He still survived. The paratrooper, on the other hand, gave their lives to protect the commanding officer. Showing the true meaning of sacrifice, even if it was accidental. Jackson on the way there for Chrisr. They're both now going heavy for the tank destroyers there. Infantry just swarming heading against the Tiger tank. Air support called in up. It's cluster bombs again. And the Germans just bunched up there, so it could end up being quite brutal here. Post going to be close being wiped out. There we go. 2 squads almost annihilated, but both survive. Another swarming assault to the paratroopers, Pathfinders, Greyhounds and Lieutenants, Tigers and Panther IVs laying down the law. But Pack 4 there, planning carrying fire as well. Victory points wise, the Germans are certainly beginning to fall behind. They still got control of the east, but that's about it. Interesting enough, the Allies aren't really trying much on outmaneuvering the Germans anymore, and are just relying on contests of pure, raw strength. Mason's catch up as for Chrisr to spot him and his teammate. Probably just trying to set up for the P-47 rocket strafe as well. And what is this? We got another Panther for a glass of water. No Command Panther and a regular Panther. Interesting. As for Proxyfox, no sign of tier 4 or just the support McCoy. He should be getting some armor up to back up his Tiger. And we're still here. The Orbison continue again and again. Pairs they're being shot to bits, grenades off, but the Orbison don't shrug it off. Well, in this case, just get lucky. Get by the lightning. Other Orbisons fought the suppressed by the machine gun. But there you go. More grenades. More death. More Deutschland. And there you go. Machine gun taking out the infant assault rifles. Is just proving to be absolutely amazing. My God, these things are effective. Yeah. I just don't get how they're only supposed to be effective at night, and this is most definitely not night. Maybe in America it's night, but you know, I don't think that's how these things work. Petrol's out here for Leiarde. In this case, reinforcing on the front line using the beacon. Great. Good thing I didn't call it the beacon. I suppose the American paratroopers could hone in on just as well as a beacon. Do you smell something? Yeah, bacon. Good thing the Germans wouldn't set up a trap like that. I mean, if the Germans knew they could do that, they'd probably actually set it up as a trap. That's another story. Of course, they're being obliterated. Just absolute carnage continues. Bloodshed on an unprecedented scale. Also moving up, the 8 kills so far. Mortifier rating awfully close here. Pathfinders with the bars moving ahead there. Tiger tank being repaired. We got skirmishes on the way for Proxyfox. Wunderbar. Tiger tank blasting veterans. One getting shot there by the Jackson. Jackson seems to fail to penetrate the Tiger tank's thick frontal armour. Other Panther trying to flank up here, but he's encountering increased American resistance and obstinance. Might have to fall back with that Panther 4. Panthers, a Yak Panther, I think would be a good choice here for a glass of water to back up his Panther 4s. But if you don't thought that Panther 4 thing is actually dead now, unless he gets really, well, if he gets behind, he should actually survive. Unless he crashes the wall, so the Jackson needs to see it. I mean, that'd be, you know, a bit counterproductive. More cluster bombs off, this time in the west. Once more trying to catch. Oh, Gott im Himmel! Tank and Grenadiers obliterated, shattered. Moving up to back up the Tiger tank in the centre here. Kedmov coming up, Panther 4 there, Veteran 2 holding up. The slaughter, the carnage continues. Jackson shoots, bounces. Got the Orbison rolling ahead here for the fatherland. And go grenade assault. Instant enough, no bun grenades. Just goes for the regular grenade assault here, but it does the trick. The mortar crew is ended. 20 kills, 10 kills. The infrared assault rifles are definitely proving to be quite effective and actually end up seemingly doing more damage than the light machine guns. Might of course just be good luck with grenades, but those guys have done a lot more killing than the ones with light machine guns by now. Panther 4 moving up, need to be careful here though, getting blasted by the Jackson, need to get that one out of there. More Stooks on the way for Proxyfox. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. There you go. Flanks the Jackson. Good hit with a Sturmkanone. And we got relief infantry as well here. Who's pushing ahead here? We got Pathfinders out for Leiarde as he's beginning to suffer some losses. Then you care for the Stug. Greyhound down. Greyhound down. Kaput. Sturmgeschütz though is also obliterated in the process. A tragic loss. Not quite getting on Ostrom, might have timed a bit incorrectly and ends up just wasting munitions. Bad luck there for Proxyfox. Still, the Americans are slowly being pushed back here, though it is coming at a high cost for the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. Targeting very close to the 2 got Jackson there, backing things up in the centre there. Panzer 4's dueling it out. Could be setting up for the Command Panther now, or planning another Panzer 4. Regular Panther, Yak Panther, there you go. Tiger tank shattered some poor souls. Chrisr is actually himself some heavy infantry losses by now. He needs to be a bit careful about that. Tiger tank being 14 hits over the Jackson. Veteran 2-1. Grenade off. Half the Kedmov crew gone. Back here, nothing going on. Now the Jackson on the way there for Leiarde. Tiger tank hanging back very close to Veteran C2. Lots of Jackson. Chrisr though really needs infantry. He is absolutely critically short on infantry. He just really kind of think work effective without more infantry. Sergeant Leiarde effort. All paratroopers dropping in. No idea what Chrisr is planning, but it really should involve more infantry. There you go, Jack rolling into the strongest shots. Panther 4 opening up as well. Germans there now in a much stronger position than they were earlier. Tiger tank there, Veteran C2 increasing its range and accuracy. Stoop getting bombarded by the double Jacksons. Chrisr's assault is pretty much thwarted because he doesn't have anything to push ahead with. Glass of water can now go for the command Panther, which then expel a headache there for the allies. But no, he goes for the Jagdpanzer then. Now he goes for the Jagdpanzer. I mean, it's not a bad choice though, but it just feels a bit late, considering he could have out much sooner with all the resources he had. Proxyfox bringing up more Panzer out of their Kanone. Tiger tank moving up, going to probably blast that machine and crew out of the skies. Interesting enough, the Allies have just completely forgotten about this. Again, they just stopped manoeuvring at all. They're just relying on brute force, and their force composition is overall not built for it. They don't have enough tanks. Nor any sort of real smoke is being utilised, which certainly means things slowly begin favoring the Germans a bit more. Orbs on there moving ahead. Tiger tank Stutes moving out. Tiger tank rolling ahead there, 28 kills, 22 objects firing at it. Missing though, no HREP rounds to increase the penetration. Panther 4's moving out in the south, the Allies are slowly losing more and more ground here. Tiger tank almost taken down there, shots firing away. The Jacksons just kicking up so much smoke and dirt there. Stute though, exposing I think a bit needed, and there you go, knocked out. That's a plethora of 90mm rounds just go through the frontal armour. Chrisr though is still desperately short of infantry, though he's getting some more. Now they're greying out, I feel that just seems more like a massive expediency more than an actual necessity. Jagdpanzer moving over the side, lost his infantry gun. There goes Central Line. Found the Jackson. The bazookas just penetrating the 80mm sloped armour. Panther 4 dealing with advancing infantry close to Veteran C2. And the Major gets obliterated. Filou flares. And we got cluster bombs up from the double pack 40s. Or something else. Gets one pack 40, which is supposed to be something there for Chrisr. But the situation is looking pretty bleak. Machine gun bunkers up here, Tiger moving in there. Slowly approaching Veteran 3. Most of the part of the map here, by the way, which is where most of the fighting exclusive send, has just been turned into a wasteland, a no man's land, straight out of World War I. Pack 4s there being destroyed, bazookas and everything just being fired out to ensure that Proxyfox does not get them back. 4 orbital gun squads, 3 of them with infrared assaults, just blazing through the wastelands, just shooting at everything. Machine gun crew desperately trying to suppress them, but it's just not happening fast enough. The orbital gun are just ripping it apart with their infrared assault rifles. But they're so bunched up, they're becoming an easy target there for the pack howitzer. More Jagdpanzer fire there, Panther 4's getting over hit there, and we got one tank destroyed down, but the Jagdpanzer itself is also obliterated. The carnage continues in the west, the Jackson's tank destroyers moving up there, supporting whatever little infantry Chrisr has left, obliterating bunkers. The little merchant, there's just nothing happening here, it's like it's just vanished off the map. Orbital on there, baby, slowly approaching Veteran 3, 23 kills, 28. 14-4. Grand trying to advance there into the... Goodness gracious, and then we got, I imagine, yeah, another Stu got there for Proxyfox with even more Stooks on the way. Now the Yak Panther there for a glass of water. Jackson fixed up. No, he cancelled it for Command Panther. The science now's the time for the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Chrisr really needs more infantry, and they need to head eastwards as well. They need to try and outmaneuver the Germans rather than just trying to rely on these, you know, contests of strength, because to an extent they can win them, but the problem is they bleed so much infantry in the process, they can't keep winning them. Like, that's kind of the problem. They can't afford more of those victories. They're essentially committing themselves to Pyrrhic victories, which is really in the favour of the Germans, as long as they then avoid, you know, committing to them themselves. Panther 4 Command pumping an ace, and finally moves eastwards. He then gets ambushed here, and just as it happened, the Panther 4 there hits veteran 3. Mark vehicle up there. Almost got the Jackson there, almost got it. Orbison following up here, and we got air support finally called in by Leiarde. Jackson though, bites and does the Patriots that are being shredded by the Orbison. There you go, P-47's firing all the rockets. Panther moves ahead. And the Orbison just retreat in the face of this air show. And West Tigers moving up, they're very close to victory. They've got Stuka launching up there as well. Allied positions are crumbling as they're coming under scrutiny from German armour. Here in the east, the Orbison they're fighting about as well. They're Panther, they're desperate trying to escape. All around it, the surroundings just explode as the Americans unleash everything against it from above. Panther moving up, there you go, flanking the Jackson. More P-47s though, more rockets, more explosions. Loading up veteran 4, Panzer 4 there, Tiger tank back for repairs. And it is super close to veteran 3, super close. Tiger tank rolling out again. Infantry caught, shot, and missed. Very close to the full air, still on the Panther 4 moving up, shooting at their paratroopers there. Bazooka fighting the Panther 4. Orbs on the rolling ahead here, going straight for them. Petrol heading in front of the Tiger tank, Scoops moving in. Double Jackson's blasting at the Tiger's frontal armour. Panzerwerfer on the way there for Proxyfox. Not entirely sure they really need a Panzerwerfer here. I mean, it's not like they got a lot of support weapons to back themselves up that are really just obfuscating the German attacks. It's just obstructing them. It's just mostly tank destroyers, really, and you just need more Stooks to deal with that. I mean, Panzerwerfers are going to do nothing there. Stooks, on the other hand, do good. Now the Orbs on assault here at Leiarde's remaining outpost. As everything is slowly falling apart. There you go, veteran Forbes on with infantry assault rifles. Units just being shredded there. My God, this is giving me a great idea for a movie. What's it called? Terminator. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, probably. And his pads moving ahead are being shredded by the Obersoldaten. Push back there. They're being obliterated, shot to bits. Tiger tank hanging back. And go, massive armored push here. Veteran 3 ace Tiger there. Panther 4 almost ace level as well. Other Panther 4 that does hit the ace level. Panther 4 down, but the Jacksons are being utterly shattered. Greyhound there now versus the ace Tiger tank. and does not survive. Not surprisingly, Jackson being shot down by the Ace Panther on the Command Panther. Both miss here. Jackson does not. Susan misses again. Cluster bombs down to try and slow them down, making these tough for Jackson. Ace Panther moves forward to State, gets just shot to bits, but it's 37 points left here for the Allies. And Jackson down. Lots of air support in. Barton being obliterated here by the Ace, 43 kills. There we go, more kills. TIE tank 47. 10 kills. More hits on the Tiger tank, but I don't think it matters at this point. There you go, GG, game over. A loss for the Americans. They are pushed out here for now of the Hurtgen Forest, at least the area where they are. A victory for the 15th Panzer Division, though I would say at rather heavy cost to the German army. So some rather heavy losses on both sides, heavy bloodletting, heavy damage, heavy armour, and a lot of Obersladen. Initially the Germans did well, the Allies struggled a bit to get stuff together, then sort of mid-game they really pulled together. Promos in part then, after the successful pushes, rather than digging in with finding position marks and like, so they just kept, up of bad engagements, didn't try to flank and outmaneuver, didn't try to gain control of here either. So in that regard, the Germans acted to get back on control slowly but surely, and the Allies just kept finding engagements that went in the favour, and while they still won several of them, increasingly though, because they just fought them very disadvantageously, they just kept bleeding out, and the Germans could just slowly push ahead there, so they fought increasingly more and more smartly that way, wearing the match. That's something they're worth keeping in mind, but there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. You can send in input person via the link in the video description, where you can also find links to PayPal or Patreon, where you can support the Propagandacast and allow me to do great work day after day. So do consider supporting. The Propagandacast will be off for now. I'll be back tomorrow though with more exciting stuff. So see you all. You're all a wonderful audience, and hope to see you all again tomorrow. Cheers.